Hey there. Today we're going to review one of the top rated sites on TrustLytics, Kachava.com. And as you can see here, they have a composite score of 91. And that's assessed across the areas of identity, payments, and security, which puts them into what we call the Exemplary Trust Rating band. And what that means is they are setting the example of the type of modern digital experiences that TrustLytics is trying to drive across the industry. Okay, now let's get into how what TrustLytics measures correlates to the actual experience on Kachava.com. Okay, we're gonna walk through this as any other customer would. They are going to Kachava.com to make a purchase, right? So let's go to the products. I'm gonna click on a chocolate shake, which happens to be one of my favorites. We are going to ignore the subscribe and save option and elect the one-time purchase. Okay, we're going to confirm my one-time purchase option here, and then I'm going to go to checkout. Okay, on Kachava's checkout page, the very first thing that we want you to zoom in on is the fact that you could just reach the checkout page and try to buy something without being asked to sign up or create an account. Now, there certainly are options or convenient scenarios where it may make sense to create an account, manage your orders, manage subscriptions that you may have, etc. And that's fine, right? But they should be optional and not forced upon you. But if you choose to create an account or sign up, then it should still be done without passwords, right? And that's what we like about Kachava's setup here is that, let me do this again. They give you options, right? I can use my email address and just be sent a code, right? A one-time passcode. I can sign in with a device, or I can use my Google account, my Yahoo account, or my shop ID or shop account, which is short for Shopify. Okay, so it's the optionality, right? To be able to sign up for an account if the customer chooses for convenience, or and then in the event that I do, then I'm doing so with a very secure, very user friendly option here. Okay. The next thing we want you to zoom in on is payment diversity. And payment diversity affords not exposing, or should I say, it affords non-overexposure of your payment information, whether that's a card or a bank account detail. We will go deeper into that, what we mean by that, and the ins and outs of the whole payment processing chain, and the places where exposure could happen. We'll go into those in another video. But for now, I just want you to know that Kachava is a great example here of what payment diversity looks like with the options they provide. These options they change from site to site, and they also change based on the devices that you're using. So if you're making the purchase from an iPhone, for example, you might get Apple Pay as an option. Of course, Google Pay on an Android device, and then these options change from site to site, or i.e. merchant to merchant, right? But here you can see that you can pay with Shop, or again, short for Shopify, PayPal, or Venmo. Okay. Now, further down, you can also pay with a credit card, but again, they make it optional, and they make it optional, and they also give you another option down here that's not presented above, which is was now considered a newer category of making payments, which is buy now, pay later through a firm here. Okay. So these are the things that we look for when we're grading the the digital experiences of sites. We say for consumers, these are the things that you should be looking for. Um, we say to businesses, and i.e. merchants, these are the experiences that they should be building and presenting inside of their experiences. Okay. Again, finally, I just want to go back to how this all maps back to TrustLytics and what we're scoring and what it looks like for Kochava specifically. And again, I want to point out that this maps one to one with the things that we saw on the sign in page. The Google, Yahoo, and Shopify providers. We saw the passwordless options there, right? We saw those things, and then on the payment side of the house, we saw these as well. We saw PayPal, Venmo, Shop. We also saw the buy now, pay later option, and we also you couldn't see it on the site as a user, but we saw that Stripe, right, is used as their payment processor, and then the other things such as, like I said, being able to just what we call use guest checkout, right, to be able to come in and make a purchase without being asked to sign up for an account, right? That's something that we look for as well, right? So you can tell that these are the things that puts them into the exemplary trust bucket and why they're rated so high. The last thing I'll touch on is when you're looking at the site, right? And many users, I'll show this again real quick. Many users focus on this small part of the site up here, right? This little lock icon here, right? And most people only care about whether or not this says the connection is secure or not. But there are a number of things that does influence the security of it, right? It is secure, but the question is how secure, right? I'm not going to go very deep into that, but what I will say is that TrustLytics does have a set of signals that we grade there as well. So it's not just, you know, taking a site saying that they're secure basically by that one little line in the browser, but how secure, right? And you can start to see some of these things here, like what version of TLS, transaction layer security are they using? Are they using modern encryption algorithms and things of that nature? Most things that most consumers don't, aren't interested in or may not be as knowledgeable about. But we think there are important signals, right? And we want to point out this great example because for every well-known merchant like a Kochava.com, you do have, especially now with it being shopping season, a number of small stores that pop up every year, right? Selling new products that are on the market. And when I'm going to make a purchase, these are the things I'm looking at, right? Can I just pay with PayPal if I want? Can I pay with Cash App, Venmo, whatever, right? Why do I have to give you a site that I don't even know, right, that well and haven't known for that long? Can I give, or should I say, can I use what I already trust, right? And that goes from a payment perspective as well as an identity perspective too as well. Okay. And so these are the things I wanted to show you about Kochava.com, and again, why they are one of the TrustLytics' top rated sites. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.